But if this has to become a soap opera, I'm ready for it. Let's make it a telenovela tonight.
The best assassin doesn't show up at the castle with an axe saying, I'm here to kill the king. He or she slips into the kitchen, puts a vial of poison in the king's bowl, and leaves.
Hello and good evening on this Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. We just finished watching episode 12, the penultimate episode of Survivor 43, Telenovela, as Carla would say. But we are just getting started here. Super Mader Brothers Podcasting, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. Or you might be listening to us on the audio version. I'm Dave Mader. We got Jeff Mader in his new office and space here as well. We got co-host Jaemeel Robinson and panelist and newcomer Josh Foster this season. Who how are you doing, Josh?
Doing well, Dave. How are yourself? How's everyone else doing?
I'm doing well. I'll accept this episode. I don't know how to react to this because we're getting closer to Jesse winning the season and a Gilligan's Island podcast perhaps becoming a reality. But that aside, Jaemeel has the number one draft pick, and he could win this draft now that Cody has been taken out of this game, guys. Big move here in this episode. Let's go to Jeff first. Jeff, what was your reaction to this tonight?
It was a good episode. This is inevitable. What happens here at Final Six is all the idols are either going to be played or not played, and everyone's lying to each other. And it was a good blindside. I hate to see Cody go, but he was a little too overconfident. That was kind of my takeaway from the episode.
Yeah, big move. Jaemeel, you feeling good right now? You're happy with this?
Look, I'm not. I'm not even talking about the outcome of who wins tonight. Survivor this season. I'm talking about what happened. Sam.
Even Daryl.
Down to 5.
He's going up to Daryl
we
now.
haven't won yet. Twice. Calm down. What I was saying is tonight was a great episode of magic, right? Magician shows you that he has nothing in his hands, right? Both sides, and then pulls out the rose. He did not betray Cody at all. Cody betrayed himself. And that's the great thing. That's what he's going to be telling Cody. I know you're Sam is saying that he's very hyped. We know. This is what Jesse's going to reveal at Final Tribal. And what he's going to reveal is, I didn't use your idol. I used my idol to protect Owen, and you didn't ask for yours. So, if you asked for it, I would have given it to you. You didn't, and therefore that's why you got voted out.
Why didn't he? Why didn't he even go like, yo, can I get my idol? He didn't even try. He would have told him no, I'm guessing. He would have been like, nah. But why was he giving him his idol in the first place? Like, what the hell was he doing? Like, I don't get it. Like,
and why did he give it back to Jesse after he had it back? I couldn't figure that out. I was just like, and they'll explain it or show it in the episode, but they're just like, okay, yeah, because Cody wants it back to show it to Carla because they're playing this game of chicken about are they going to use their idols or not? Or are they going to play this bluff? On the other hand, Jesse's like, I have to give it to him because, I need him to trust me, but then I'm going to get it back and then we're going to vote him out, which is ultimately what happens here. But I couldn't figure out, what was Jesse's rationale? Okay. Other than they have in Cody's mind, this is a ride or die. This is like, sometimes people will give like personal items, wedding rings, whatever to people they're playing Big Brother or Survivor with, so that they can say, well, here, this is like a token of like trust or something, right? So this is like to say that we're going to the end together. I'll take you in the fire. It comes down to a fire making. I have your back, whatever. And I think that's ultimately what happened. Jesse, this was very consistent with him. Foster, I want to go to you next. We haven't heard your reaction to this episode or sort of this play here. I think ultimately, I think Jesse is like this player that Nobody talks about targeting. Seems to be control this game. And now in this final 5, who's standing in his way? Gabler?
Yep. Cassidy.
No one has a better story than him right now because no one else is other than Carla. Like for challenge threat, I don't know. Like Cody was the guy, right? So him being out like takes away that big challenge threat. And Jesse doesn't really have competition because he never played a physical game, right? He wasn't good in challenges.
Yeah. Yeah, I understood the rationale of Jesse to do this tonight to cut Cody. It makes sense. And the more that this edit was playing out tonight, I was like, oh, Cody's done. Like everything in this episode is about Cody, and he's on the highs, he's winning the challenges, he's drinking coffee, he's eating croissants and all the different delicious pastries that they got in this. I definitely have that somewhere, don't I?
Taken to the sanctuary where good things happen.
Good things happen.
Waiting for you. Iced coffee and iced tea. And you need something to go along with that. How about an array of pastries?
Oh, nice.
Donuts. Croissants.
Oh my God.
Muffins.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that's a long one, but it's a good one. There was and Cody goes on to win that with Jesse and Carla. So it was close, that challenge, guys.
Well, how many times did he tell, especially Carla, but like pretty much all the women to dig? You gotta dig.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's another moment here where he's like,
Carla takes a big hit, but she's still in it. Not the first time Carla has suffered an injury on a challenge.
Is he basically calling her clumsy? Like he's like, Carla's a little clumsy out here, and
he loves to shame people, and then they love to show us in the edits. Like in this episode alone, Jesse's in last place in the challenge. Jesse, the only one who's never won an immunity, and he's in dead last in this challenge. And then he comes back and he's in first place. He's going back from last place to first place because of my heckling. That's what got Jesse to where he is now. I think a little bit like that's like the basketball coach or whatever kind of sport Jess Probst is into, but it's a survivor coach, I guess. That's ultimately.
But like Carla's whole body shutting down, and he's like, "You gotta dig, Carla." And she's like, I'm having
I can't dig with
damage.
these snubs.
Yeah, I need surgery or something now.
What was that, Foster?
No, I was gonna say I didn't understand why she was shutting down at all. I was just like, you're so close. And all of a sudden, you just like freeze. Like I don't understand what happened there.
She must have been having like some sort of tendonitis or something like that was going on with her.
It was all of a sudden. It was just
So keep in mind, she was probably feeling that for the entire challenge, so that's why she was so behind in all aspects of it. Just imagine trying to move the dials with your digits like just kind of curling up on itself, right? And it could be like she could have been doing something earlier on, or it could be a pre-existing situation that she's dealing with. And other challenges, you have rest pairs or you're working with a team. A lot of the individual stuff has been endurance, where it's like hold on, right? This is where you're actively like gripping and
this is where Carla would be at a disadvantage now,
right? Plus she had the hand injury.
Right, and she took one off the face in this episode. With Carla. Okay, so of this final 5 now, is Carla like the next? Is she a jury threat to win? Like next to Jesse? Like obviously, I think Jesse has like, and we saw the jury's reaction to Jesse after this move tonight. And I gotta like him aside. Is Carla the next like big one you think they would vote for, or do you think they're going maybe for Cassidy? It's hard to see Cassidy. She doesn't seem likable enough. We've talked about Owen, definitely doesn't seem likable or respected enough by the jury. And then Gabler's this other wild card.
Gabler's got 0.0% chance of winning this game, flat out, no chance.
You know what's awesome? I don't think people see the game I'm playing.
They don't. Yeah.
They're going to take out Gabler next. Why? Because he's the only fire threat.
Right. because they got out Sammy last one. He was the next big, or he was the biggest fire threat aside from that. Yeah, and then, yeah, Gabler's an interesting character, but it's hard. Just like sometimes they're like, whatever, Gabler. He's talking about Vietnam or whatever, you know.
This is how they did it in Vietnam. They walked through the jungle in little teams of 4. Never usually above eye level. Am I right, guys? I don't know.
I gotta save Bubba.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never above eye level, but right. Sure, Gabler.
I think it's gonna be just like Vietnam for Gabler, where he's gonna be sent back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that?
I've honestly I've since the middle of the season when it was like the old man, crazy man blaming whoever, Janine or whatever, for raiding his bag, right? To now, like I understand he's not like a huge threat and he's not like making big moves. He's a lot of talk. He's from a audience standpoint, he has developed into a likable character, right? He is enjoyable to watch. He is funny how he speaks because he does have professional experience. But at the same time, he's just he's just perfect for the screen. Yeah, he's perfect. He's perfect for the screen. He's perfect for Survivor. He's not that social game. He's okay with challenges, but like just the way that he kind of views and interprets things is another class compared to the other guys. It's really funny.
He reminds me a lot of like Tarzan, because like they're both like these like brilliant
Tarzan the player.
The player, yeah.
No,
like
remember Tarzan, not Troyzan.
not Troy, no Tarzan. That like,
Okay.
In one world, because he was like a plastic surgeon and he was like this brilliant doctor, but he was also super eccentric. And I feel like it's kind of similar with Gabler. He's like this eccentric guy, but he's really smart, but he doesn't really show in the game at all. And like so socially, it doesn't really come across. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Court too, like a little bit. Or my buddy Court.
Is Gabler going to talk about his wife in a soliloquy like Tarzan did in One World?
Yeah,
he might. Yeah. Just he's a little different. He's a little bit more like PTSD going on, I think, with Gabler a bit. But other than that, I see a lot of similarities with Tarzan. But here's the thing, like. I feel like, all right, Owen, Cassidy, Gabler, they're not winning. So it comes
Owen,
down.
Cassidy, and Gabler aren't winning.
They're not winning, right?
What about it's either these final 5, you think like Carla and Jesse are the most likely to win, and it's more and probably way more Jesse than Carla.
Yeah, I really feel like it's like if Jesse doesn't win, it'll be a huge blunder, like this vote that he decided to take Cody out here might come back to bite him if they get him out in the next 2 votes.
I understood the move, but on the other hand, I was like, is this like is it a vote too early? But because it depends if you can get Cody out next round or not, right?
It's not a vote too early because he would use his idol next time, definitely.
Yeah, so they have to get him out of fire.
Yeah, because I think the other big thing in this episode was how we saw that how close Cody comes to winning here at the end on this puzzle challenge in the final immunity that Cassidy ends up winning. It was a bummer as Cody put it later on in the episode where it says here.
Doesn't it make more sense? Maybe Jesse could have won it, but he held up because especially who we saw at the end. Any 3 of those people kind of push a narrative where it's not on him.
Yeah,
and what if he doesn't win immunity until the very end, the last one, where it's him versus Carla and Cassidy?
And has he played bar none the best game? I think the TV show wants us to believe that, but I don't really think that's necessarily true.
Jesse's case?
Yeah, I think he's played a really under the radar type game. This was his first out in the open big move, and it took to the final 6 to do it. Do you know what I mean? I haven't seen him play this masterful strategic game. He's just kind of not been targeted, laid low, and now he's starting to make moves.
Even in in the tribal council tonight, he's like, "Well, I'm just kind of going with the flow and telling people, always telling me what to vote for. I never really know." He's like, "I'm like, is anyone buying this in the jury, or in the game still? That is Gabler buying this narrative that like Jesse is kind of like still figuring out how Survivor works?"
Well, he's not saying that. He's more just saying like, "Oh, I'm not playing with agency." He's more like, Well, I mean,
I don't think he played the best game.
I don't know. I think Carla so far of the people who are left has played the best game.
Yeah.
Whether or not the players see that, I don't know. But Jaemeel, how biased is Sam in his?
He hates Gabler, remember, because Gabler took out Ellie.
So what people aren't seeing is this is why the chat is just awesome. You should really join the chat. People
all of its
listening on the
Survivor
audio.
glory, just singing.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff. I was distracted by the chat.
good.
What did you ask? Sorry.
Oh, I asked you, is Sam biased in his?
Of course he is.
His praisal of
course
Jesse
he
as
is.
playing the best game. See, the thing is, I think the TV show really wants us to believe that. But if I was playing the game and I got to and Carla was sitting beside him, I would probably vote for Carla.
So, okay, here's the case for Carla. Carla has played a really good game, right? And she's kind of sputtered right now. But
Yeah.
even if she does make it, it's still a great story. She's like, I set myself up to the end, and even though I kind of run out of gas at Final 6, where my body was breaking down, I kind of mishandled Cassidy, I still made it here to the end. I won the fire making, or I did very well in the final immunity, and here's where I am. I can talk my piece and explain what I did to get me to this point. She can absolutely. What move did Carla make? Okay, did you watch the show, right? So you saw the multitude of positioning she did for various people, how she was almost on the right side for a good portion of votes for the majority of the game, where she wasn't even a target. People didn't even know she had an idol, right?
Yep.
She knew she had one person who knew she was an idol. The jury was like, where did she get that? It wasn't even oh, I can't believe she found an idol. It's like, where did she get that? They knew that was the idol from the camp. That's the camp idol, right? So, right? So, she has presented a game that the jury can ooh and ah about. And look, Cody's going to be gone. Cody is going to the jury. What is he going to talk about? How, Carla was too much of a threat and we needed to get rid of her. That's the narrative he's going to say. And this was the move I was going to make to get rid of her, right? Why would he make such an elaborate move to get rid of a player that wasn't important? Carla is important. He didn't use that move to Gabler or for Owen, right? He used it for Carla. That just shows that her threat level was high because she made moves.
Carla wasn't in on this vote, was she? She votes for Owen here.
No, she voted for Owen, and I think that you're right, Jaemeel, because Jesse, the way that he played it, it was almost like a double move tonight, right? He orchestrated the knockout of Cody, but he also flushed out the idol because he obviously didn't have to save Owen. He had the votes, but he played it because he knew Carla was going to, he had a. So I think he made a double move tonight. If we're gonna kind of surmise what, but you're right, Jeff, as well. Though he hasn't, I haven't seen him do anything of note up until now. He hasn't been at the forefront of discussions. It's been him and Cody. Cody's been winning the immunity challenges, right? So
it's the shield too, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. And he was but Jesse was right. He was not going to beat Cody in the end if he went to the finals with him.
And not because Cody played such a better game than him, but because, let's be real, Cody's likable. He's a very likable individual, and that a lot of the time will help you a lot. I really noticed that with both times Tony won. I think Tony's likability really carried him through on both votes.
Yes.
So
If this had been Cody and Jesse in the final two, I think Cody will win. Even I think Jesse would have a harder time differentiating the moves. Gabler makes that point to Jesse when they get split up after the reward challenge. It's Gabler and Cassidy and Jesse back at the camp, and he's like, "Yeah, well, it's gonna be hard for you. Are they gonna know what you did, what he did, because you always were such a pair?" And this often comes up with like alliances like this, where you have somebody who's like the challenge threat, if you will. Jesse was more of the behind the scenes guy, making the deals or whatever.
Just think Dom and Wendell. Right?
Right.
Sure.
This is a pair like Dom and Wendell. And is Jesse the Dom gonna just stand aside, right? Take his friend to the end and lose? It's like Dom gets all the glory for what he and Wendell did together. Jesse's gonna get all the glory, right?
Yeah.
That those two did together, right? And
Now
Cody is the entertaining dude that everyone likes, right? So even if they did together, all the glory goes to Cody.
right, and so you're calling that Jesse would be the Dom of that pair.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because Wendell was also like very likable and got along, and that's kind of what he pitched at the end was like, "Oh, I bonded with you about music and all these different things." And I think it's the same with Cody. He was
They went to Berkeley together, Jaemeel?
Who did? Carla and Jesse?
Jesse.
Yep.
At the same time?
I believe same graduating class.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That doesn't mean they met each other.
But
They have-
if you have that connection,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Why? So it makes sense why they've never targeted each other. Like
Yeah.
even now, like Jesse didn't tell Cassidy about Carla lying to get Carla out. He just wanted the relationship to be broken up.
Do you think that's what he meant by like I'll explain later? Like he said it to him twice, and he like stood up and like shook his hand and like all that whole kind of awkward moment. Do you think that's where it was coming from? Was like, oh, like look, it was I was protecting Carla and I couldn't.
No, no, I don't think so. I think it's I didn't use your idol, I used mine.
Okay.
And
I thought
because Cody didn't know that Jesse had an idol, he assumed that was his idol he played.
We'll get to the finale boot
Oh.
soon, Sam, but that's a good question to come back before the end.
That's why he probably didn't ask for his idol because he just realized he thought he had played his idol.
That's the magic of that move. And now that Cody's gone, he now has Cody's idol that he can use, and he could use it at 5 and make it to 4 automatically.
Yeah.
This is a
because-
very good strategic play. You have to give it up to Jesse. It's very smart what he did here, and the fact that he was able to maneuver it and not see. The thing is, if you don't have a Gabler and a Cassidy that are kind of not really agent players, Owen, I don't think he could get away with this. But he was able to pull 2 fast ones, one on Cody and one on Carla, because those are his only competition in the game right now. Like the other players suck. Let's be real.
So now the target, if they go and say, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of Jesse now because Jesse made this amazing move. Let's all band together and get rid of Jesse." Jesse goes, "Oh, I got another idol, so you should figure out who else you're gonna vote for." And it's probably gonna be split up between 2 people: Cassidy versus Carla. Right? Really, they're gonna go head to head, and then, they end up. What happens if they end up voting for Carla? Jesse doesn't particularly like that. But if you can position Carla as like, hey, forget about Cassidy, let's go for Gabler. Right? Owen, we want to take you. Let's get rid of Gabler. Right?
Yeah. It's final 5 here. Like how it's good position. But is there a situation where Jesse is not in the final 3? Are they gonna are the other 4 here going to recognize him as the threat he is, if they don't already?
Well, it doesn't matter now because he's
Gabler hasn't said anything. You think he'd know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're just
I think.
You
Sorry,
saw
go
it.
ahead.
Sorry, but you saw it tonight where like Carla was like, we'll tell them one thing, and they would have just went along with it. Like Owen vote Gabler, Gabler vote Owen, and if they just stuck to it, that's what would have happened. That is like how little agency Owen, Gabler, and Cassidy seem to have.
They're
in
just
the
like
game.
they're along for the ride. It feels
They're just
like.
riding and hoping they come third. Like that's how
Floater
bad
game.
they're playing. Yeah, oh god, it's hard to watch. And so I see why Jesse.
The secret assassin, the best assassin doesn't do
The
that.
best assassin doesn't show up at the castle with an axe saying, I'm here to kill the king. He or she slips into the kitchen, puts a vial of poison in the king's bowl, and leaves.
Well, an
So
assassin.
that's a terrible assassin. That's a terrible assassin.
Well, yeah, I don't think he knows what. Of course,
you're gonna
assassins don't
you're gonna
show
kill
up
the
with
kitchen.
axes.
You're gonna kill
Yeah.
the chef, or you're not gonna kill the king. It's not gonna work.
Like,
A chef always checks the king's food. That's a dumb plan, dude. No.
But he's right. He's right that the worst assassin's probably somebody who shows up with an axe, says, "I'm here to kill the king," and then they just shoot the
Right.
the guy with an arrow.
It's not much of an assassin.
No, that's a weak assassin. I agree with that part of the analogy. But like that, no, you sneak in and you poison the bowl or whatever. Like, well, that's better. Like, I don't think Gabler's fully thinking through his metaphor here. That's all. But
Or a good assassin kills the king in his sleep in his bed, and then by the time they check on him in the morning, the assassin's already in the next county. But that's me. I'm just saying.
right. Are we talking like John Wick type assassins, or are we talking more like Antonio Banderas style assassins?
Puss in Boots was a labor of love.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Where do you guys want to go to now? Because we kind of talked about the big result of this episode, like where Cody gets voted out here. But there was also a lot of episode that happened first. There was a whole thing with Carla and Cassidy, the rift between them or not, where Cassidy confronts Carla about voting or wanting to vote her out, even though she doesn't. Owen, the people, Jesse saying, "I want fireworks. I want drama between these two. I want them not to work together ultimately." Because that helps him, right? So, what was your sort of reaction to that? You're like, you're dumb, because that's my reaction. I'm going, you're dumb, Carl and Cassidy. You need to understand that Jesse's the threat, and you need to work together to get him out.
But is Jesse more of a threat than Cody? Wouldn't the conversation be more Cody?
Like, yeah, that's been the whole thing. This is why Jesse's play is so smart, because he always had Cody in front, and now that he's cut Cody's throat in such dramatic fashion. Now he gets to he gets all the spoils of the war, now. So
the hilarious thing is, if Cassidy ever went to Carla and confronted her about the idol, right? At any point during tonight, they'd be like, "Oh, Jesse totally threw me under the bus. Hey, Jesse was the one that you trusted, and I trust Jesse. So maybe Jesse's the one we should be, going after. However you've tried to get me out, you didn't. But Jesse's manipulating us right now. We should, go after him."
Yeah, if we can't get him, who does he want in the game still? Does he want Gabler? Does he want Owen? Because then that's what we're going to put out.
Yeah. Foster, what did you think of the challenge tonight with the person in the ball, and then had to direct the two teammates with the blindfolds, and then had to solve the maze?
The Russell Swan challenge.
Well, first of all, you know me. I love an episode where there's both a reward and a immunity challenge. First off, right? So that was always great to see. I like the fact that I don't know, it's a good challenge, right? Like there's a lot of different aspects to it. I felt that they kind of portrayed it differently, because it was like Blue was really in the lead, and then Orange came back, and then they were like neck and neck at the end, right? But
right.
They overall, I think it was a good. I would think it was good. It's a good reward type challenge for sure.
I was impressed just how well Cody was doing in particular. Like Cody was really strong on this particular team. Owen liked to take all this credit here at the end, but I was like, it's hard to be blindfolded and do all these things that direct Owen in this big ball through this big course. It was kind of neat, I thought, to see some of the overhead shots when they were sort of in the course. Let's see if I can find one of those where they were kind of going along. Yeah, Cassidy was having a harder time with Jesse and Gabler directing her. here we go. Like you can kind of see it from above. At one point, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. It felt like a race more in real time. Again, the different drone shots. And then they got it, the standard field, and there's always a puzzle, of course, at the end, or a maze, I guess, was the other thing. But that was it. It was something different a little bit. I liked how it was so close. That part was exciting. And then there was the whole reward itself, guys, where they went to Sanctuary.
Again.
Yeah.
How long has that been around for now? Like where they have like a designated, like they call it like the.
I think this is this season, isn't it?
I thought they used to bring
it's
the
been
food
other
in
seasons
camp.
too.
Other seasons?
Since they've been staying there, Sanctuary is a specific place.
Right. I
Okay,
definitely.
because I thought they used to bring the food to the camp though, right? Sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Taken to the sanctuary, where
Okay.
good things happen.
But you also want them away from camp so that they can,
Strategize.
it splits them up. It allows them to what's the other tribe do? What's the other, part of the tribe doing? Hey, let's figure out our own plan, or let's eat all the rice, right? So
Yeah,
what's
that's-
happening
that-
tomorrow?
That's Cassie. She's like, well, the good news is we get to eat all the rice. Yeah.
It's like, wait, you gotta like 2 more challenges technically.
Big donut. Yeah, going on there. Yeah, it was.
I would not want to win the donut challenge, the
No,
pastry
no.
challenge.
I think that
that's
this, because I think Cody's like, I just ate like 3,000 calories, but I'm like, they're empty calories, Cody. They're not going to help you in this challenge, and it didn't. He was falling behind later on, and but he was loving that caffeine. He was like dancing around and really going, and
It blinded him, Dave.
he was just
What he
being on
needed
those
was some
croissants.
fat.
Yeah. See, that's what Carla needed. Carla didn't need sugar. She needed like actual real protein
Or medical attention.
or medical attention. Well, she got it on her leg,
She got
on her ankle.
Also, just like this nice little shaded spot, I guess, the sanctuary with a hammock.
Yeah.
When you're used to sleeping on bamboo all the time, I guess it just helps. And then back here, this is where like Gabler's talking about all the stuff with the, like the assassins, and the game I'm playing is so sneaky, and I've got this game under control. And I think Jesse's just like, I can totally use this opportunity, just like licking his chops,
Yeah, he's like, I'll just
G-
tell him what
Gabler-
to do, and he'll do it. And
Yeah. Gabler reminds me of like Pierce from Community, where he talks. All this stuff is like, I have the ability to talk to someone and unravel their mind like a finger trap, and it's like whatever you say to me just rolls off my back. And then the person says one word, and he's like, "I'll kill you! I'll come after you and kill you!"
he was like something with the
My
camo.
dad was
and
in Nam.
he was like, I it must be the camo, man. It makes me like so good at this or something. I think he says at one point.
But is that really camouflage? That's like it looks like a.
Kind of.
It's not camouflage, really. It's like the color is kind of camouflage, but that's like
Yeah.
trees and bushes and stuff. That's
It's a
not
nice
camo.
print. It's a print.
It's a nice print, but it's not really camo.
You could wear that as a sort of camo. Like it's a camo adjacent, It's but it's-
Camo, Jason.
I,
Listen to yourself, Dave.
I agree. It's not strictly what you would normally characterize. And there was the whole, they split them up, and it's interesting to see how this episode ends up playing out. But they're kind of talking about Jesse or Cody is floated around a lot here, and then everything comes up here later on where like the guys at one point are talking. All this was just like Cody's overconfident. Cody was going to work with Carla, and they were going to not play their idols and all this business, and he's like, so I'm stretching the truth with Carla. Actually, never mind. I'm just straight out lying to Carla. What am I kidding? I'm trying to win this, And so I'm like, okay, Cody, but I'm like, this is not going to work out. You looked way too confident. This, like, you just know this is going to go bad for Cody before anything else. It was just
Well, I mean, to be fair to Cody, his number one ride or die turned on him without any really kind of warning. There was no way to really see that coming, like other than that Jesse's a sneaky player. But like he should, the only thing is he should have been a bit more self-aware that he is a likable guy, and that might win the votes and that might threaten other people in the game, and that's kind of what happened here. Is that he threatened Jesse, and Jesse was like, "Well, I'm going to take that."
Yeah. I'm doing this for my family, and everyone else here, they don't even care if they get this money. It's just a nice little thing, but I need $1 million.
But Dave, wouldn't that piss you off though, and kind of motivate you to to do that? Because hey, if you're perfectly fine, just you're happy running the race, I want to win the race. So if you're happy with the road you traveled so far, cool beans. I'll send you packing, and you have a great experience that you're gonna look back on. Me, on the other hand, I'm looking to get to the end. That's my.
I think
that's
Cody
my
was
whole
looking to
thing.
win this game. I don't think he was.
But he got a little too hyped up on the pastries and the coffee.
Yes, granted,
and
he went went too nuts on the donuts and the muffins.
and it would have went well for him tonight had Jesse not turned on him. Carla would have went home. The
Well,
plan
it went
would've
well
worked
for him if he
perfectly.
didn't give his idol back to Jesse.
Well, no, but Dave, his plan was to do exactly what they did, where Jesse played an idol and freaked Carla out, and Carla plays her idol, and then they vote out. Or no, they wanted to get Carla out, right? So, but if that didn't work, they were just going to vote out Owen, right? Wasn't that kind of the plan? Either way, he thought he was going to be safe,
Right, but once he plays it on Owen, he knows he's screwed.
So here's the great thing. The great thing also of this situation, he can go to Carla and go, "Hey, they were gonna vote for you, and I switched things around, and I saved you. You were supposed to go home, right? Cody was gonna betray you. You were gonna be Cody's move, and I saved you."
Yeah.
Who did Cody vote for tonight?
Cody
Carla.
voted for
Carla.
Carla.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Carla voted for Owen.
Yep.
Right. So Carla, this is all about getting Carla and Cody. They have no idols. Get Cody out too, and Jesse has an idol too that no one even knows about. No one even knows he has it.
I mean, just for the fact that Cody gave someone else, especially even if it was your tightest ally, an idol, you kind of deserve to go home for that reason alone. The fact that in that moment he had no control over playing his idol.
I won't be stopped.
Where were you making fun of Jesse?
I think just I was family and I need the $1 million and I will do whatever I have to. The rest of them are here for
But
kicks.
you're not lying. He is more emotionally involved than the other individuals, and
Does that make you
it's-
cheer for him more? Does that make
No.
you root for
Me?
him more?
No, I don't care.
Less.
No,
Makes
it doesn't
you,
matter.
See, I
to
have,
me.
I have the same reaction. I now want to see a blues.
Doesn't matter to me at all. I want good things to happen to people, but being on a reality show isn't one of those things. Whoever plays the game the best is the one that should win.
I just think if you keep bringing up your family all the time, it's so low hanging fruit. I don't see what's the blonde girl's name again? Sorry.
Ellie?
Cassidy.
Cassidy.
I don't see her bringing up her family. Did she had a sister who passed away? She brought it up once. She's not I don't know. Just it's every episode with this guy.
What about
my
Gabler?
family, I get it.
I have kids. I have kids. I'm like, lots of
You know?
people have kids.
Yeah.
It's fine.
There's a wrestler. There was a wrestler named what was his name? Shoot, he had his T-shirt, and his T-shirt was like, "I have kids." Was his whole tagline? Why are you doing this? I have kids.
I have kids.
His whole kid.
Why about my kids?
Don't fire me. I got
me-
kids.
This makes me better than other people. You know?
Don't take this from me. I got kids.
You should do it, R. Kelly. I'm fighting for my life here.
Josh be like, I have a dog, and when I play in Survivor, I have to think about, the dog.
That'd be the most ultimate
Oh,
troll job. I'm doing this for my dog. No, this dog is not have anybody else
like
but
a
me.
kid too.
Yeah.
Wait, on a sidetrack note, just to prove that point, Jeff, there was an article that said, man sentenced for 21 years for shooting Lady Gaga's dog walker, right?
Yeah,
And
stealing the
people are
dog.
like, I can't believe he killed the dog, right? It's like, he deserves to go away for 21 years. And then they're
Killed the
like,
dog?
no, he didn't. He
No,
killed
he
the
didn't.
dog. He shot the dog walker.
You shot the
right?
person. Yeah, right?
Yeah. And
And then,
people are
okay.
like, oh, the dog
Oh,
walker. I
dog's
guess.
okay. All right, as
The
long as the
dog's
dog's
okay.
okay.
Yeah. I always question this where people have more empathy for animals than like human beings, like especially
Because
innocent
human beings are gutter trash people, and
Yeah.
dogs
Not
and
innocent.
animals are
Innocent.
pure souls that should always trump any person.
They're not better than us either. Like
I'm,
they're-
I'm
innocent,
just saying
Dave.
what they're saying.
well, we're innocent. I'm innocent, kind of. Like it's
See,
it's
that's
all
the
good.
thing is every human knows none of us are innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all use
Well-
iPhones made by slave labor. Like we all know. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
I don't use iPhone, but
No,
Okay.
Jameel's off the hook here.
I'm
so
off.
it's
I'm
all-
off my phone too.
Okay.
So.
Guys,
I
let's
have
get back
used
on
an
track. Let's talk about the episode. What do you guys think of the immunity challenge itself? The different steps of it. Thumbs down from Jaemeel. He wasn't super keen on it. I thought it was a little bit blasé.
Yeah, they didn't spend a lot of money on the challenges this year. Let's be
Yeah, it
real.
was like you had to go over a net, then through a series of like whatever, like these rope things. Then you had to solve this combination lock, go under a net with the key, go up this ramp, and then solve the bat puzzle. That was kind of how it all played out.
the bat puzzle was the puzzling part for me.
What? How easy it looked, or like
Why a bat?
why a bat? I don't know why a bat. Like sometimes it's just it's different things they pick for these.
It just seemed weird, random.
It was kind of random, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
the
I don't know.
bat
They're
made
like, well,
sense. The
we'll make a
bat
little
puzzle.
tree stand, and this bat will hang off of it. I don't know. Somebody in the art department came up with it, and they were like, "Let's do this," and it was like, "All right." I just like Probst was like, "Art puzzle people, they think about it. They think about how to make this hard. It looks easy when they're put together, but when they're thinking, like, he's just like pumping up his. I'm like, Probst, you need like a vacation, man. He's just like.
See,
so
That's
hyped.
why he does stuff like that so that the puzzle team buys him a beer during finale.
Yeah, you're like, you never show appreciation to the puzzle people, Probst. Why are you not calling them out? You're not saying about how hard the people work out there. You're always talking about how people have to like pick themselves. They got to dig and they got to like deal with the injuries and neurological traumas and whatever else they have to deal with. Like
Carla's body literally shutting down on her. It's like, Jeff, it's just a cramp.
I'm okay. Yeah, she like literally has to walk away from this chat. She could have won this. I thought at one point she would.
Yeah, this was, yeah. If she won it, Dolan's going home, I assume, right?
You think?
Yeah,
Okay, so
maybe,
if
yeah.
I think
Depending on
Cassidy, they would have. I think they would have targeted Cassidy if it wasn't. But I don't know. Maybe
No, they would have tried to get Jesse. Still would have tried to get Cody. I think.
Yeah.
This would have played out the same.
It makes more sense to keep Cassidy in there because Cassidy has emotional investment in voting out Carla.
Yeah,
And pitting them against each other is great. Because it also keeps other people busy. It's like Gabler goes, hey, we could use Cassidy too, or we could use Carla too, kind of conversations.
Yeah, and then after everything here, like it's I don't know, like we see Jesse's masterful Survivor play. Jesse, the greatest Survivor player there ever was. He's destined to win this game, guys. We can't. We just gotta get over it. We just have to understand.
It's
the
destiny.
best.
So we should be working on logos for the new Gilligan's Island podcast.
We should be, absolutely. That goes without saying, but it's also worth noting, like Jesse, Hall of Fame, first ballot Survivor Hall of Famer, clearly destined to
First
win this game. Tell me
ballot.
I'm wrong. Change
Nobody
my
from
mind
this
here.
season should be in the Survivor. Like maybe Cody because he's entertaining, but
What, you didn't find everyone else? I liked, Jesse, Carla, and Cody are my top
Yeah,
three for this
right.
season.
They're good players, but they're the only players I would bring back for like a fan versus favorite, second chances type.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Sam's going to
everybody
be
else.
mad at you.
No,
Yeah.
no,
What about Ellie?
I'm not singing.
Justice for Ellie. Hashtag
Ellie going to
Selly.
the Hall of Fame. Ellie going to the Hall of Fame.
What's
Hashtag
Selly?
Selly.
What's Selly?
That's Sam and Ellie. That's the
That's their couple name. Once again, check out the chat. It
I think-
just goes on.
I think it should be like Samly or something like that. Or
I say it's smelly.
Sally.
Smelly.
Smelly.
No, I don't know.
SMELLIE. Smelly.
Yeah.
Samly.
I feel like this will have to be the thumbnail for the episode.
Salmonelli.
Yeah. Okay, and then we've kind of really covered everything that happened here with this eventual voting out here of Jesse. You know, like I don't know what to say here. Like, well, maybe we should just quickly.
Oh, I've got a good point. I got a good point, guys.
Go ahead.
From the challenge, this was one of the things that I thought was really funny. It was the classic Jeff Probst every episode comment now, where every this is the most important challenge of the challenge of the season. You know, like that final 6, that final 5. You know, like it's like, and he just bumps everything up, but he has the same, like he's got it like rehearsed in the mirror when he like goes to bed every night. Like it's so perfect. It's just the way that he said, but he repeats himself, right? It's just like, this is a big one. Who's gonna get it? You know, like
Another big slow swell.
just milking the same quotes over and over again. It's hilarious.
He's a
Foster,
robot.
you should see him eat chicken nuggets. The final 5 nuggets remaining. It's like, this is the biggest nugget of the box.
Carla bleeding in pain.
Him and Julie Chen have like reversed. Like Julie Chen used to be Chen bot, and now she's like this like hipster lady,
Christian
that's
Christian
doing
lady
dances
or something.
and stuff. And then and it used to be like Probst was like this, like, you know, I'm just happy to be here, host, and you know,
He used to be like the chill guy. He's
the
like,
chill
you don't know
guy.
what I'm gonna do. Now he's like, I have to yell at you every minute. Yeah.
Now, but he's a robot. He's more Chen bot. Like he's Probst bot now, where everything is like programmed into him. He's like, I don't know. He must have you gotta dig every season. You gotta dig.
Let's go dig now.
You gotta dig.
Then he's in the off season. He's just like, I didn't hit that D very well. You know, you gotta dig, man.
You gotta dig deep.
And Jaemeel, you said earlier that somebody would buy him a beer at the read-in. He wouldn't be having a beer. He would be having the pineapple.
Zima?
pita.
Oh yeah,
he'd have
pineapple
a-
Rita.
The
Come on.
grill.
You got the whiskey bacon burger.
Yes.
You'd be having one of those too.
Whiskey bacon.
He must get a gift card to use at steakhouse, Outback Steakhouse.
For
Yeah,
Applebee's.
you could, yeah.
Oh.
You could just go in.
Pizza?
It's like,
Under the stars.
Yeah,
Into the stars.
so you just eat
Huge
pizza at night.
steaks.
Yeah.
Huge steaks or huge steaks, thick
Maybe-
ones.
He's just he's having a lot. I think he's having legitimate fun. You know, on this season there was like the whole like.
Good morning.
Hi, Dad.
Ooh, day 22, 6 players, 2 from each original tribe. I mean, come on.
Look at that.
Come
I-
on, like
I don't think he is. I think it's like all pre-programmed. I think he had a lot more fun, like, you know, 20 years ago, like even 10 years ago. I think like a lot of the contestants, he's seen so many of them. And he's just like
Old hat.
It's old for him now. Whereas like when he used to when Probst and some of those, Boston Rob and some of those players that he literally like almost fell in love with, like, you know, like he was right there.
yeah, like I think like even like season 40, you could tell he was really into it. But this post era, maybe he's having to find it a little bit because it's like this whole new generation of players. He's trying to find it, and he's also like post come on in, guys. You know, this is post come on in, guys.
Remember when that was a thing? Has he done it since, or like we don't even know if he doesn't do it because they could just cut it. Like
No,
he
he
walked in,
retired.
he doesn't say anything.
That
They
was
did
his
one-
like gesture.
They did one today. It was weird. It was like good morning or something. They said good morning. It was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I always made fun of it when he said, come on in, guys. I'm like, you're outside.
Come on in, guys.
Guys!
Yeah.
But then he's like, Ricard doesn't like it, so we're going to retire.
No, he was like, guys, do you not like this? Okay,
no
you
one
like
cared.
it? Okay, I'll ask you next time you come back whether or not you still like it. And then somebody tell me you don't like it, and then we'll do it.
And Ricard's like, fine, I don't like it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just tired of it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so just quick draft update here, guys. Cody, who was drafted third by my wife Jane, and I'm sad to see him go here. He comes our sixth juror, 23 days in the game. And Jesse, of course, sitting there on the top from Jaemeel's pick. The next highest pick is Owen, still in the game at 4 from Daryl, and then we got Carla from Jen at 6, as well as we got Gabler. Gabler was at 12. Sean, and you got Cassidy, Jeff, all the way down there in at 18.
Yeah, shoot the moon.
Wait, so Jesse and Carla both went to Berkeley, but one lives in Delaware and the other in North Carolina?
Because you travel to Berkeley, dude.
Yeah, it was just quite far.
Yeah, but they're from very different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. But they went to the same school. I guess they had that connection. You get to talking to people, right?
Like, if you said Janine went to Berkeley, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. She's from San Fran.
Not Ellie?
Not Ellie.
Not Ellie.
Ellie's more of a Brown.
Okay, and so there's now Jesse's the only member of the Vesey tribe left now with Cody gone, and Cassidy and Carla, who have been together since the beginning, and then you have Gabler and Owen, who I agree are just kind of a pathetic pair.
They're not even a pair. They're just dead weight in the game.
Were they even talking at the beginning of the game together at all?
I don't remember them really being particularly. It was more like in the beginning. It was more about Gabler and Sammy and their relationship. And Owen's, I don't know. Like Owen was kind of with
Janine and
Ellie, but they kind of didn't even like him. They were kind of just using him sometimes. He was always playing his middle position. He was always kind of expendable. Who did they vote out? They voted out Mariah first, and then eventually Janine. But that came way later. Yeah, and so I don't know. Like it's looking good for you, Jaemeel, and Sam, and Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, Jesse's the only player left from Red.
Jesse's the only player left, from Vesey. There was 2 from each, but they're not all equal here. But that was like, Jeff was like, I love it. 2 people from each of the original tribes. He'll love if it's 3 people, 1 from each of the original tribes in the final 3. We'll see if that plays out or not. Okay, very guys. Possible. Yeah. Ellie is smart. Went to the Yale in his heart. Okay, that's sweet. What is Berkeley? It's not an Ivy League school, right? Berkeley, but it's a very prestigious university in California near San Francisco.
Yeah, it's near San Francisco.
Isn't
it was the hippie
Berkeley
school
considered Ivy League school?
I don't think
it's a well-renowned school. It's a famous university.
Yeah,
at least. It's where all the people did acid in the '60s, and there was the free speech movement and all that.
It's
stuff.
not an Ivy League school.
No, it's a hippie school.
But it's unofficially considered a public Ivy League school.
It's a public Ivy League school, unofficial.
It's definitely like top 20 in the country, like school.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, let's just talk quickly about what we see here on the preview for next week's finale, and what you guys might be looking for in this. We see here that there's a big rift here between Carla and Cassidy going in here. Jesse's here just to cut throats and take names. Gabler and Owen just happy to be along for the ride.
Just happy to get their throat cut.
Yeah, Carla's like, she is stupid. Like, blah, blah, blah. Right. Do you think we're getting? Oh, and there was this whole other scene here. Sorry, I digress. But Owen was like having like a fit. He was banging stuff, or he was mad about something. Here, did you guys catch that in the preview?
Yeah, I don't know what like unless unless he's at the bottom of the totem pole again. Like I don't know what else to.
I'm sure he is. He has been the whole game. Like it's never been, or he's in the middle at best.
Yeah.
Well, you think that? Well, you think that what's gonna like who? Okay, well, just look at the next vote. There's 5 of them left, so you would have Jesse voting for Owen with Gabler, and then bringing along probably Cassidy, and Carla's gonna go for Cassidy with Owen. Right? Does that kind of shake down what you think it might?
Well, I think that it's Jesse's running this now, so whoever Jesse wants to out next is likely going to be the target. So I think if you're Jesse, the person you probably want out is Carla. Carla is the next biggest threat. So I think Carla is his next target. He has the immunity idol. It won't be Jesse. If he can't get Carla out, I think his next best option is Cassidy. I think he's fine to sit next to Gabler and Owen at the end. He wins easily, I think, against either of them. I think the 2 ladies are his biggest threat. That's why he's earlier on in this episode, he wanted to see them go at each other. I think that was a big part of it. He's like.
I just think that winning Final Four, you don't want to put yourself in a position where Gabler is your opponent in fire making.
Yeah, but. I think for Jesse's thinking like the end game, and like he knows he's likely to get there regardless, and who does he want to sit next to at the end? And leaving Carla in the game, like maybe Carla's fine throwing a fire making challenge. She probably won't be able to do it, I guess, but you never know. And like I just think that Jesse's so smart and methodical. He's just going to. I think do what's the best move, and
he doesn't even need to though, Dave, because he's safe next week, and then he's at the final 4, and then worst case scenario he's making fire to make it to final 3. Worst case,
which I bet you he wins that challenge just to like have a big move that he'll pull out the challenge right at the end. Suddenly he won't be this clumsy guy who falls out of a boat backwards. He'll be this guy who can he'll be like. What's the guy in The Usual Suspects?
Caesar Corse?
He'll be like Caesar Corse. He's all of a sudden he's gonna be able to do anything. This guy, it's just in slow motion.
He starts doing flips and everything. He's like, "Oh, I could have caught all the fish that Ryan did, but I just didn't want to. This is for my family. I got kids.
I have kids.
I got kids. They need fish.
Yeah, everyone else here doesn't even care.
They gotta eat.
They don't even care about it. Okay, so coming up, next Wednesday, December 14th, there will be a 2 or 3 hour finale. Guys, will we have a live studio audience for the vote, or do you think it will be read there in the final show?
It'll be read there.
Yeah, it was filmed in advance. They wouldn't have one.
So no.
I think
finale.
the next one's going to be the first one with an audience.
They're going back to that. You think we're going back to that?
Yeah.
Was that better? Is that better to do an audience?
No.
Finale?
No.
No, I so much prefer them doing it right there. I think it's better for the contestants, and I actually think the game should stay on the island. It shouldn't come to, even though it's just a vote. I just think it's silly.
I think it's it's nice to have the whole cast together at the end, and that's the one thing you lose.
But they don't talk to the entire cast.
No, but I guess it's kind of nice to see them all together again, and we presume that they talk to each other.
The pre-jury people don't matter.
Yeah,
this is well determined.
Like Ellie, are you telling me that Ellie is not going to win the Sia money?
I'm telling you, yes, and Tyler Perry money, all of it.
Oh my gosh!
Will the pre-jury people to be there? I don't think so. I don't think we're
So that means Ellie's probably going to have a party. And you need to get yourself an invite to go, or maybe invite her to your Survivor party.
Yeah. Do you think Ellie should be on some kind of Survivor Second Chances?
No. No, I don't think she'll be brought back. I don't think she was that compelling of a character. She was okay,
She was a huge part of the pre-merge, Jeff.
She went, sorta, She
from the least relevant tribe in this game.
And she kind of like did what Cody did tonight, where she like played her way out of the game because she wasn't willing to like even talk to Gabler,
or Owen.
Like I don't know. She was when I realized, oh god, there's not a lot of good players. in this season. There's like 2 or 3.
He's like, Dave, I'm gonna kill you.
Is this like when Paul played Big Brother 19, where he was the only returning player, and that's like Jesse is, even though he's never played before, but he kind of plays like he has played before, where he understands.
No, because Carla's in the game.
Carla's also savvy, yeah. And in that season of Big Brother, the next most savvy player was what? Christmas?
Nicole?
Well, that was a bad season too.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one after Nicole.
Yeah, sorry. Not Cliff and
Not Cliff.
and not Nicole.
Oh, not that Nicole.
The Josh
You're-
Martinez season. That season.
The Josh Martinez season, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a terrible cast. Like really, really bad.
And then when they threw Paul in there, it made it so much worse.
Well, yeah, maybe, yeah.
She was memorable. Never forget it, Ellie.
In all of its survivor glory, just singing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back in a week. Thanks. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage here on Super Mario Bros. Podcasting. Make sure to check out our coverage of the finale. We'll be back in a week's time to talk about that. We've also talked about Big Brother. If you hadn't put that together, including Big Brother Canada and Big Brother USA and Celebrity, we've talked about that too. And we've talked about the past seasons of Survivor. You can go back and look when we talked to Foster way back when about different seasons. We'll probably be adding to that series again in the near future. And
talking about Samoa, we got requests for Samoa and Go Wrong.
Oh yeah, I guess I would like
How
to do
could it go
China
wrong?
too. I would like to go back and look at China, but because that was one of my favorite seasons. But yeah, so check out all the different things we've done here on Super Mater Brothers Podcasting. I think I'm going to be doing some stuff with Davan soon to maybe talk about Marvel, or just different stuff that's coming up. Like just maybe just sum up the MCU stuff that came out this year. We've been working on like a little bit of a logo or a concept. Where is it? Oh,
You guys breaking out concepts so quickly. Wow, it's not even an actual thing. Concepts being revealed.
yeah, it's like the Mater movie mission something. I don't know. It's with Dave and David. Schnick. So check that out.
Snick.
That's Wolverine.
Gosh.
Well, it's all Marvel.
Well, if we're gonna announce stuff, I'm just saying True Currency has a new logo. And movements are happening. I just haven't revealed anything yet because it's not happening this week.
It's not happening this week either, but it's coming near. It's a teaser. We're just getting people excited for it. I definitely think we have that name. I'm trying to remember what it was. What it was the.
You don't even know what the M stands for. You complained about what KBBL stands for.
I know.
You're like MMMs. Snickety snick.
Yeah. I'm going back to the original when David first pitched it. I can't remember what the name was.
Mine Marvel.
The Merry Marvel Marching Society. The Merry Mater Marvel Society. That's what it is.
What?
The Merry Marvel Merry Society? No, wait.
Thumbs down to that name. I'm sorry.
The Merry Mater Marvel Society. That's what we're going with.
People are going to think that you have a big head. The Super Mater brothers, and now the Mater making Merry
Marvel Society.
That's a mouthful.
Marching Society.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Oh, it's a marching.
Lord. You're going to play Black Parade as your theme music to start off the pod?
No, we're working on it, but check that out coming up on Super Mario Brothers Podcasting, plus the United Federation of Podcast Guys, which also includes the Super Mario Brothers Podcasting, but other great shows like the KBBBL podcast on Fridays with Davan and Baker and Francis, where they talk about Simpsons episodes. They're on to episode 3 of The Simpsons. Check that out. They're going through all the episodes in order, reviewing them, talking about them, thinking about them, asking each other questions about them. Plus, why doesn't
Davan have a microphone in front of him?
He's just listening. He's a listener. He's more of a listener.
Okay.
He lets the other two talk. Then on Hold Up, which is with Murphy and Davan on Wednesdays, they talk about 3 movies, 2 from the 21st century. No, 2 from the 20th century, 1 from the 21st century. And they figure out, do they hold up with a common theme, whether it be environmentalism, dystopia, or things like that. the Graphic History Podcast, Strictly Now, a interview podcast with Andre Mayette, where he interviews different people about graphic histories, comic books, and things like that, artists and whatnot. The X-Rated podcast, X-Men, the Animated Review Show. That's with Andre and Davan on Tuesdays, where they go through all those different episodes. They're into season 3 of that show. And then eventually they'll be talking about X-Men 97 when that gets released in the near future, the new Marvel continuation of the original show from the 90s. The Hellbound podcast with Alex Blackburn, Michael Chan, a horror-themed podcast on Wednesdays. I think they're talking about some different things coming up. So check that out as well. And Trivial Debates, a monthly show. We argue about movies, TV, sports, and more. Check out the Christmas-themed episode coming up on Saturday, December 17th, 2022 with Davan Skelhorn, Max Duda, and Sterling Slowcock Bennett coming from Australia, as we're going to be talking about some different Christmas episodes, Christmas things, movies, and whatnot. I'll be the judge, and we'll see who wins that episode. Plus, Live Long in Podcast, a Star Trek themed channel where we talk about Star Trek all the time. We have an ongoing series on Mondays where we talk about Star Trek Enterprise. We're just finishing up season 2 of that show. We've been going through those episodes. Star Trek Deep Space Nine on Tuesdays. We're well into season 6. We've been doing that for almost 3 years now, and we're getting to the near finish, which is great. Plus, we'll be on tomorrow night to talk about Star Trek Prodigy. I'll be on with Davan and Jessica. The newest episode is called Ghost in the Machine. As that's been going on, plus all the new shows that come out like Picard and Discovery and Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds, as well as Star Trek Radio Theater coming up on Friday, December 16th. We're having our live record, guys. We're gonna, we got Chris Murphy playing Kirk. I'll be playing McCoy. Adam's playing Spock. Jameel's playing Scotty. Jeff's playing Chekhov. Jeff, you are available for this, right? You have scheduled this?
So great.
We're doing it on a Friday night, and then we got Kevin Millard's gonna be in it. A whole crew: Davan Skelhorn, Jody Simpson, Jane Maynard, Michael Chan, Jessica Chan. Check it out. The live record and the other version, the edited version, to come out, as well as Locutors of Trek on Live Long and Podcast, where we had the Klingon challenge, the Geek Tall challenge the other night. They're going to be a trivia game this Sunday with Ashley Millard, the trivia master, hosting over there with Live Long and Podcast. So all kinds of great, good things happening in the Federation, guys. So,
but we could also talk about our not affiliated yet podcast called Let's Talk About Fighting Games.
Yeah, not an official Federation member yet.
Yes, with Super Smash Bros. Seth, Paranoia,
Sam Jerka.
Yeah.
Yes. And the whole crew over there. They have a new episode coming out soon. Stay tuned to hear more about that.
They're going to be talking about Guilty Gear Strive.
Oh, that's exciting. I don't know what that is, but they're going to be talking about it.
Really beautiful game. Really beautiful game.
That's great. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for being with us tonight. We'll see you for the finale, and we're going to wrap this up as we head into Christmas. So we'll see you guys next time. And let's go. I got to go with my iced coffee. I like this too much. See you next time, everyone.
Waiting for you. Iced coffee and iced tea. And you need something to go along with that. How about an array of pastries?
Oh, nice.
Donuts. Croissants.
Oh, my God.
Muffins.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time, everyone.